Hello guys, welcome back to the Chelsea Godfather channel. It's your Chelsea Godfather reported back to duty. Let's jump in real quickly. I really don't have much time, as y'all can see. I mean, I got to do some family runs, but I just had to hop in and do this video while I'm driving. The old-fashioned multi-tasking, right? So, but in any event, the purpose of this video is to respond to a lot of all this doom and gloom videos out there, talking about how Chelsea FC is about to go broke, how the owners have no clue on what they are doing, how all of the signings have been pretty much, I guess, apart from Cole Palmer, how all the other signings, 99% of them, have been rubbish and a waste of money, with the especially with the 7 and 8 year contracts. Guys, it goes without saying, it's the proverbial knee and jerk reaction when things are not going well, right? When things are not going well, that's what you expect, right? But I would expect that from Arsenal fans, Tottenham fans, Liverpool fans, Man U fans, right? City fans. Those are the kind of, but I wouldn't expect that from Chelsea fans. Like, Chelsea fans should know better. We should know better. We should know better, right? We should know better to ask ourselves, questions before jumping on to every doom and gloom report out there, which predictably just have to be released after a Chelsea bad result. This 100 million that we're short, 100 million, it did not come after we qualified for the finals of the Carabao Cup, which, by the way, reaching the, I mean, you guys may not know, but you make just about the same amount of money to win the Carabao Cup versus winning the Europa League Cup. Let me say it again. All y'all, you gotta make Europe, otherwise it's the end of the whole goddamn world. No, you make just about the same amount of money for winning the quote unquote little League Cup versus winning the Europa League Cup, and you actually make more money. You earn more money if you can win the FA Cup. The FA Cup winner in England earns more money than the Europa League winner. The only difference, obviously, the obvious difference for winning the Europa League, which is why they had to do that to make it more valuable, is that winning the Europa League gives you a direct path to Champions League play the following year. In other words, you don't have to qualify; you're already in Champions League, and that's the benefit there. But the point that I'm making is that given FFP is not based on the earning you make the next year; it's the earning you make based on what you're currently playing, right? So I'm sure the 100 million does not even include the earnings that we've made this year, which takes me to my first point, which is, unless you are Chelsea's chief financial officer, if you're not Chelsea's CFO, you don't have any clue. There's no person in the world that can convince me. If you understand how accounting principles work, how generally accepted accounting principles, GAAP, if you understand how that works, then you will know that the only person that could tell you whether we are 100 million short or 100 million above or even, or 200 million, like the reality is we don't even know what the actual number is. But the fact that somebody who is not a mouthpiece of Chelsea, right, can assert that Chelsea is 100 million short, that we're going to be 100 million short unless we sell 100 million worth of players by the end of June. They came up with this round number, 100 million, right, which just conveniently happens to be almost equal to the buyout clause for Osimhen. that's just a video for another day, right? It just conveniently is almost like saying, hey guys, you cannot afford to pay for Osimhen because you're 100 million short. Rubbish. That's obviously rubbish, right? So the point being that nobody knows about the accuracy of that number. That's the number one point, because for you to determine whether or not we are 100 million short in terms of FFP compliance, you have to understand the financial effect on amortization of the 1 billion that we spent, of the salaries. Do they have the actual salary numbers? They don't have it. They don't know the actual numbers, right? Bonuses or non bonuses. What about the net effect of player sales that were done in connection while spending the 1 billion? For you to do for you to come up with that round number of 100 million, there's a whole bunch of things that you had to take into consideration, and obviously over the last 2 or 3 years, right? So now, so that is point number one. Then point number two, okay, let's just look at the whole article or assertion in the most favorable light to the folks who are saying that we're 100 million short and that we're about to go broke. Okay, if you look at our players that are out there that we have to sell, not because we don't have to sell, it's not just because we need to raise 100 million. We have a lot of just extra players, right? We have a lot of spare parts, surplus to requirements. Whether we need what I'm trying to say is whether we need the 100 million or we don't need the 100 million, we still need to sell players. We still need to sell players. There's the fact that Ian Madsen is out on loan and about to be sold for between 30 to 35 million has nothing to do with the fact that we need to sell to raise 100 million. It's the fact that we have 2 left backs, and on top of that, we're still playing Levi Colwill at left back. Where is Ian Madsen going to play? He is excess. He is excess, and he just happens to be an academy product who can be sold and is going to be pure profit. In my book, that's a win-win-win. That's a win-win. It's a triple win. It has nothing to do with the fact that we are 100 million short. It's just business, right? I mean, Pochettino has barely used him. Even in preseason, he never played him at left back. This whole season, never played him at left back. What does that tell you? It tells you, if you have a brain, that Pochettino doesn't rate Ian Madsen, for better or for worse, as part of in his plan. And that's just what it is. So if he doesn't rate the player, and we can catch the player out for 30 million or 35 million to Dortmund, what's wrong with that? What does that have to do with being broke? Nothing. Okay, absolutely nothing. Okay, so then let's keep it moving, right? The next player on the that we've already sent out on loan to be bought by Newcastle, Lewis Hall. That's about 30 to 35 million. Between Lewis Hall and Ian Matson, we're already anywhere from 60 to 70 million. That's just, and these are academy players. Again, Lewis Hall is in the same bucket as Ian, Matson, left back. I mean, Matson barely played. I mean, how was 18-year-old Lewis Hall going to play? He wasn't in the plan. He's going to have to be sold. We're not selling him because we're going broke. It's just that he's an excess player. He's an excess player, and so that's why he's being sold. Okay? So, again, if you use your brains, you're not going to fall for the obvious media bias, right? Okay, so now let's move on to the third player that presumably we have to sell due to the fact that we are broke, right? That would be who else am I missing? I know there's a third player that I'm missing before I get to Chalobah. Let me just go ahead and throw Chalobah in there. Okay, Broya, Amanda Broya, there you go. Amanda Broya is out on loan at Fulham. We're trying to sell him. Guys, you guys already know why we're trying to sell him. We're trying to sell him because we have two, if you include Amanda Broya, we have two young center, forwards. We have Jackson and Broya. Both of them are young. Both of them are not at that level. They don't have the experience. And everybody knows the same media that has been criticizing, Chelsea for not having bought an experienced striker, a proven striker. It's the same ones that's going to say, oh, you are selling Amanda Broya because you are broke. No, we are selling Amanda Broya because he's not a proven striker, and we already have another young striker that is better than him right now, and we need to buy a proven striker, right? We need to buy a proven striker, and that proven striker, by God's grace, is going to be Victor Osimhen. Okay, no amount of media bias and crying is going to stop that fact from happening this summer, right? And that's what it is. We need to make space to bring him in, and that's just that. It's good business. If Liverpool was doing it, the media would applaud Liverpool. They would applaud and say this is marvelous business. But with Chelsea, no, we have to sell because we are broke. Guys, are you guys not seeing it? So if you throw in Broya's, let's say 30 million, surely we should be able to sell Broya for at least 30 million. If you throw in Broya's 30 million, right? Then guess what? Now we're like anywhere from 90 to 100. Just by those three players alone, realistically, we could raise 100 million. These are players that we don't need. This is not because we are broke. They're not part of the program. Broya only played because Jackson was away on African Nations Cup duty. And he's back. Meanwhile, when he was away, Broya only scored one goal against Preston North End. Right? Palmer, I mean, we actually had to be playing Palmer at center forward because Broya was so just not there. Okay? So yeah, so that's that. Now we're already so let's just assume that we have taken care of the 100 million that we're basically broke. Well, we're obviously not broke. And we're offloading players that clearly we don't need these players. So now what's hold on, what's this guy doing? Yeah, so we're offloading players that we don't need, obviously. So it has nothing to do with being broke. It's just excess money from good academy operations. If it's Liverpool, if it's Arsenal, they will applaud them. and say, yeah, this is the way to handle business. But it's Chelsea. So no, we are selling because we are going broke. So now let's move on. I can throw on a whole bunch of other names because I've already closed the whole gap of the 100 million, the illusion that we are 100 million in the hole. That has already been nullified. So then on top of that, I'm not even getting to the Gallagher issue. The whole Gallagher issue has nothing to do with the fact that we're so-called broke. The whole Gallagher issue has to do is similar with the Mason Mount issue. Like, you understand, we sold Mason Mount not because we had to buy, but because we had to actually sell him because he wouldn't extend his contract. He was going to have 1 year left, and you're not going to let him go on a free, just like we messed around and lost both Amanda Broya and Christensen on a free. So yeah, so that's the whole deal with Gallagher. If he does not extend his contract by the ending of this season, he's going to be sold. It's not going to be sold just because we need to sell to avoid going broke, FFP and so on and so forth. No, heck no. It's because we're not going to let him go away on a free due to FFP. Yes, that's the FFP implication of it, is that when you have an opportunity to bring in money, bring the money in. And so that's the whole thing with Gallagher. If he doesn't come down from his 150K a week demand, he's going to get sold, right? Then obviously you guys already know, that we have to sell James. That's obviously a lie. You have already seen that. Then on top of that, we have other players. We have a whole host of other players. The actual reality is that we can easily raise not 100 but 200 or more million this summer. I can see us easily raising at least 150 million this summer from players that we don't need. Okay, so I had a whole list of names and whatnot, but as you all can see, I'm out and about. I'm running around doing a family errands. It is what it is. We are in turmoil because we're at a crossroads right now as a club, in that we got rid of pretty much just about everybody, and we have a whole bunch of inexperienced players, and so it's going to take time. It's going to take some amount of time, right? The likes of Enzo, Caicedo, Badashile, Levi Cole, these are inexperienced players. These are good players, but they're inexperienced. Mudryk, Noni, all these guys are going to take at least 2 to 3 years to grow, and they need our support. They need our support as a fan base. And I understand it's tough. It was tough watching that 4-1 loss. Don't get me. It was tough. I'm still in pain, but it is what it is. We have to back the boys. We have to back the boys because the boys are doing the best that they can. And if they keep working hard and keep doing the best that they can, what will happen is eventually and gradually they will begin to improve, and that's going to reflect on the table. It's going to reflect on the financial statement, and everything will work out. That's all I have for today. Take care. God bless y'all, and have a wonderful weekend. And hopefully we get the 3 points against Wolves tomorrow. Take care. God bless y'all. Peace.